Hello crafty friends, welcome to another clean and simple card making video. In the first 4 videos of this month I took you through lots of techniques to do with heat embossing, and for the rest of this month we're going to make some cards using some of those techniques. I've also created some sketches for you. You can download these from a link in the video description. Just click ... more and the description will open up and you'll find a link there. I've cut down my sketches and put them in a little booklet. So I made a front cover using a bit of rainbow paper that I created with watercolour. I stamped on the front, added some stickers, and then I've got a whole load of sketches. I think there's 24 in total. We're not going to use them all this month, so we'll carry some forward to August. I laminated them with matte laminating pouches. So they're waterproof and a little bit sturdier than just paper or card, and I can write on them and make notes on them. I punched them with a 3-hole hole punch and put them on this little ring. Feel free to download the sketches, print them off and keep them however you want. Today I'm going to work on this sketch. So we've got a tag shape in the middle with some squiggly circles and a heart and some dots and a sentiment. My card is going to be 4 by 6 inches roughly, and I've got a tag die that will sit nicely in the middle. It's not quite the same proportions as this, but that's fine. So what I want to do is die cut out my tag from some card that I've heat embossed on. And I want to heat emboss in 2 different embossing powders. So I've masked off the top of this because I want to heat emboss the bottom part only in this Wow Dappled Peach. So I'm going to cover the bottom part of the card in embossing ink. You could brayer this on, you could sponge it on, or you can just wipe it across the ink pad. So I'll shake my powder on. It doesn't look like I've got quite enough powder on the bottom part, so I'll do 2 layers. So that's melted. I'm just going to waft it so it can cool down, and then I'll ink it up again. And I'm going to give my powder a good shake because this has got lots of different colour bits to it and I want them to be well distributed. And while that's still warm, I'm going to remove the masking tape. It's got a lovely crisp line there. Before I do anything else, I want it to be really cool. Now I'm going to take some more masking tape and put it right up to the edge of that dappled peach. And now I'm going to swipe that in there, get that covered really well. And I've got this, it's from Alina Cuttle. It was from a D-stash box, so I didn't buy it myself, but it's a nice rose gold, sort of coppery colour. So I'm going to give that a second coat as well. So I peeled this off. I did wait until it had cooled a little bit because I think this bit underneath the tape melted a little bit. And I'm going to repair that area by going over it with this embossing pen. It's a brush tip, so it's going to cover the area nicely. I'll shake that over. Right, I'm happy with that now. What I'm going to do is place my tag on there and make sure that that line is straight, and then run that through my die cutting machine. I am going to put a little bit of copy paper just over the tag area to protect it from any scratches in the cutting plates. And now I've got a nice heat embossed tag. Before I stick my tag down, I'm going to add a panel of smooth white card that I've cut out with a stitched rectangle die. And to adhere this, I'm going to put glue all over the back because it's warped from the heating process. I think glue will hold it down best. So that can go right in the middle there. Just make sure it's on straight with my T-square ruler. I'm going to put my cutting plate on top and put my die cutting machine on top of that to make it flat. For my heart, I'm going to take some abandoned coral distress oxide and blend it on to this bit of card. I'm going to give this a really good dry because I want to heat emboss on top of it. Can go over inked card with your anti-static powder to remove any moisture. And to test to see if it's ready for embossing powder, just tip some powder over it. And if it sticks, it's not ready. If it doesn't stick, then it is ready. So that came off with a little flick, so it's absolutely fine. So now I'm going to stencil some hearts onto this using embossing ink. This is already primed and ready to go. I don't wash it out each time I use it. It can be hard to tell if you've gone through your stencil successfully, but the way to tell really is just to sprinkle your embossing powder on. So this is clear superfine. There's a few spots where it's clinging where it shouldn't be, so I'll just get those with a brush, and I'm going to melt that with my heat tool. So you can see the hearts now. The clear embossing powder has made them darker and shinier than the ink around them. But I'm also going to do something to lighten the surrounding ink. I'm going to mist it with water, take a paper towel and soak up that ink. So you can see how it's come off on the paper towel. That's just lightened the ink even more. And I'm going to heat this with a hairdryer. Because it doesn't get as hot as a heat tool, it's not going to melt the embossing powder again. And I've got a heart die here that I'm going to place on a nice bit, and I'll run that through my die cutting machine. So that's come out well, and it can sit on there like that. I think the colours work fine together. So I've used these whimsical circle dies to cut out 2 circles there. I find the easiest way to put glue on the back of these particular die cuts is to take my glue dauber and just add some like that. I don't wash this out either. It works just as well caked in dried glue. And then we'll pop a bit of glue on the back of there. And for my sentiment, I've chosen Sending Love. This is from last month's freebies. I'll leave a link to these in this video's description so you can download and print them if you like. And I cut it out with a stitched rectangle die. On the sketch, the sentiment is down here. I'm wondering about popping it up here. I'm not sure. I think it covers up too many of the hearts. Where would you put it? I'm going to put it there, because that's where the sketch says to put it. And I think if I'd have done a different pattern here, it would have worked just as well on the heart there. Now we've got 3 little dots here. They could be Nouveau drops or enamel dots. I'm going to add these Nouveau glitter drops in White Blizzard, so they will dry clear, but they've got a little bit of iridescent glitter inside. So 1, 2, 3 there, and maybe some down here as well. Not sure about that now. Let's wipe that off. I may add some more down here, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. Right, so that's today's card done and dusted. This is going to be video 2025/111. So if you want to note that down on your sketches, go ahead. I hope you found today's video helpful and it's given you some ideas that you can use in your own card making. Don't forget, if you want to know more about the techniques that I use in the rest of the month's heat embossing videos, then check out the previous 4 videos in this series. Right, thanks for watching and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.